NNAMDI KANU has posted this on his Facebook page, saying, "There's nowhere else in the world where people answer to data people, data nation, or data region, be it in academia or common sense. Niger data is an insultive, divisive, and nonsensical British coinage, sustained by poorly schooled agents of new colonialism, Fulani, and spiteful Yoruba gutter media, in the contraption known as Zoo Nigeria, in a bid stifle the ingenuity of Biafrans. It was deliberate effort by Mr. Willing of Britain to divide and weaken Biafra land through its dubious Minority Commission in the 1950s. Definition: a river delta is a landform created by deposition of sediment that is carried by a river as the flow leaves its mouth and enters slower moving or stagnant water. This occurs where a river enters an ocean, sea, estuary, lake, reservoir, or more rarely another river that cannot carry away the supplied sediment. In Nigeria, stupidity start from birth and comes as standard. There are no people called Nine Delta people or Mississippi Delta nation anywhere in the world where a river meets a larger body of water, because no sensible person comes from a delta region. Only fools and colonial slaves without honor call themselves Delta Nation or Niger Delta people, QED. So guys, this whole thing has been going on concerning whether they are supposed to be named data or whatever. But one thing I just want NNAMDI KANU to just know, there's a way you can see past your message without insulting people. That's it. You don't just tell people to their faces that they are this, they are that. You can pass a message. You can lecture people, tutor them. There should be a limit to insulting. What you might be saying might be right. What you are saying might be right. But I think you should tune down the statement or the language being used on people. Like, if you are trying to advise somebody and you are saying the right thing, if you insult the person will not take it. That is just the way I see it. That is just the way I see it. You don't even need to tell somebody that you are this, you are that, because even with the person's character, with the person's attitude, it has already portrayed who the person is. That is just the way I just see the whole thing. When you are saying the truth, pass it in a way that people will still understand, people will still get you. You pass a message through love. That is my opinion, and that is how it ought to be. If you are insulting people using a kind of derogatory words on them, even when you are telling them the truth, they will not even want to take it. It's like it's still compounding to the whole issue. But coming back to whether Niger data or whatever, people themselves have even refused to learn because of what it goes beyond all this name calling. It's greed. I just believe it's greed and maybe lack of a deep thinking, lack of understanding. That is what is causing this whole thing. And some people are somewhere instigating. And like I always say, when we talk about people who are really working against this country, they are all over the place. No region it works in isolation to divide this country. No country, no region. They are all over the place. They work together. They will come and tell you, "Oh, I'm from so place. Oh, we are from this." But they meet together with those other people. You think that they are perceived enemies. They meet with them. Your so-called people. People from the southeast, we know how they are mingling with the so-called people from the northern part of the country. The southwest, they are complaining too. They are meeting with all of them are meeting. They have a cartel. I don't think somebody was making a statement that even if that these people, once it comes to corruption, when it comes to sharing of money, they want to loot. There's no ethnicity, there's no religion, there's no whatever. They will unite as a family. So all these people, they are all over the place. They are all over the place, doing the bidding of themselves, doing the bidding of their associates, but not the bidding of the masses. Each state, each local government, you see intimidation there here and there. You see intimidation there every now and then. And they work together. So it's not even limited to, well, I always say it that these Hausa people or Fulani, you call them, they don't work in isolation. The same the same people from southeast, the same people from the south, whether Niger Delta or whatever, the same people from the middle belt, the same people from what is it called? From southwest. They are working together with all these people. Now see the coronavirus that has really come out now. See how it has exposed the so-called people who are always saying, oh, they have the number, they have the whatever it takes to be in power. But see how it has exposed them further. Of course, everybody knows that this issue of Amajiri moving from places to places, it's not today. People are aware of this whole thing, and people have been saying it in one way or the other. Even the same Sanusi has been calling them out that this kind of a system is not the way it ought to be. A cleric was coming out and yesterday saying, those who are calling for the abolition of was the scrapping of this Amajiri, they are ignorant. You know, in all that he said there, you could just like, oh, you have no choice than to just nod your head that, oh my goodness, these people are really something else. Encouraging begging. It is just unfortunate. So let's hear what people are saying concerning this issue of Niger data. And I don't know why people don't really want to look at it, because I believe in being open-minded and see what is happening. Being open-minded and check what somebody is saying. That could it be true? Just like this woman is coming out to tell us that the Chinese people, they are now in this place. They are now in the southeast. Some people say, oh, forget it. Oh, this woman has come. Even because anything goes in this country. There are some things that somebody will say, you just have to look inward. There are some things that you just like, okay, even if before you can even condemn outright, you need to do your own findings and say, okay, whether this thing is true or not. Because at the end of the day, so that it won't come back to you, it will not make you look somehow. You will not be blaming yourself. Oh, you not look somehow. That's Adibina had just had a little patience, I would have known this whole thing. But because I just believe that this thing is coming from a particular person that people always condemn and all of that, but you don't know at times. But just everybody must be open-minded. That is just my opinion. Be open-minded. See through what somebody is trying to tell you. At the end of the day, when you have done your findings, then you cannot discard. No, that I have made my own findings, and what you are saying is not the right thing. Someone says, I'm not a fan of this man, and I equally dislike his insultive methodology, but look beyond the insult and go research. Exactly. Just like I said, you don't just discard things like that. Go research those that made up Niger data. This thing is these people know too much, okay, and understand what they are doing. Most of us just argue, but the thing is political policies are not done for the sake of it. Most is usually selfish and against the people. Now look at my observation about the old eastern region. One, how can southeast be in the middle and circled by south states? Two, how come the southeast became the only region that is landlocked? Ask yourself. How come Abia, Imo, and Anambra are members of the Niger Delta? Is it not to create more division among the core Igbo so that those that aren't members will have divergent view from those that are members? For example, my local government and even my village is beneficiary to NDDC project. 4. Ask yourself, why are some Western region states members of the Niger Delta like Ogun State, maybe Lagos too, cause they have oil? Where on earth answered South? Doesn't that sound funny? It's supposed to be West-South, if at all, but the idea was to also weaken the West. Ideally, we are supposed to also have East, North, and West. Number 6, have you considered why we have 19 northern states, but you don't hear 17 southern states? Laughable. My point is, most of our arguments are not properly done. The best way to conquer a people without the barrels of the guns is to create disunity among them. Go read about the tunnels of Sochi or the Vietnamese war and found out why Americans stayed longer they could have. Stigmatization, alienation, hate, and division was created among the people down to the family circle. This single strategy caused the highest history of loss and death among the Vietnamese. I'm not in support of any bad practice, but the fact remains that everything today was done on purpose. Even God conquered man at the tower of Babel by creating division among men of same language, identity, place, and all that. That is historical. That is what somebody is saying here. And about how many responses to this particular person's comment. The person that made this comment is Mr. Conscience, and people are responding to Mr. Conscience. Okay. Yes, let's hear what people are responding to his comments. The response to this submission is somebody say, ah, bro, I hear you. You have understanding. You are indeed a great man. Look at how you explained this so that a layman can understand it. God bless you. Okay. Someone say, Mazi, you are right, but please don't use harsh voice, insultive words on the people of Niger Delta. But make them to know what you know. You want them to know they are our bros. God bless you. Exactly. Like I said, even if you are trying to advise somebody, or you are trying to pass an information to somebody and you are insulting the person will not, you say, I don't even want to care. If I perish, let me perish. That is just the way it is. But you might be having points which people really need to look at. And that's what exactly what people are saying here. Some say, thanks a lot. I'm humbled by your submission. You can follow me to get more of my insight. Thanks. Okay, this person is responding to people who have appreciated his statements. As someone say, before you insult a NNAMDI KANU, Google it and you will discover that he's 100% right. Of course, he might be right, but we are talking about the language. That's what we are saying here. Education is good. Avoid being in a hurry to exhibit your lack of information. Nnamdi Kanu said this when he was still in Nigeria, that no people bear such name as Niger Delta people, because the above reason he gave. Okay, yes, it is the same thing we are talking about. Someone say, my brother, please learn a person. You can understand what this man is saying. He's trying to claim everywhere as Igbo land. Okay, I love you, brother. You are nothing but, okay, they've started insulting. I don't know. The problem of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is some of the illiterate Igbo traits who can't express themselves literally, but abuse arrogantly and aggressively, claiming to be real owners of Biafra, and nobody who joins his struggle to be a second-class citizens. Okay, there is sense in this teaching, for God's sake. Okay. The problem is that nobody is ready to listen to other people. Everybody's feeling, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the one who knows it, I'm the one who knows it all. But the truth is there, until maybe something will just overwhelm a lot of people before they will get to realize it. This thing has been said over and over again, but does it mean we don't have educated people? We don't have people with a good vision in that region? What do we see? Everybody's just like, I just want to have everything to myself. Whatever it will take me for me to get whatever. What are they looking for? Money, position. What after that? Then what happens? What you are going to get at the expense or the detriment of your people? At the end of the day, you will not even have that peace, because what you ought to have done, you have used your own selfish interest to scatter the whole thing, and every other people. And I don't know how some people derive joy when they see people suffering, and they are the ones who are really enjoying it. Maybe it gladdens them. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning this Niger Delta thing. Leave your comments below and let's have your take.